Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about everything studying in the UK. If you're interested in studying in the UK and you want to know the process from the city you should go to, from the school, your school application, your proof of fund, your visa application, down to you landing in the UK, you want to stick around for this video. Let's get right into it. You already know what this video is all about. It's all about studying in the UK. But before we go right into it, I want to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Amber. Amber is a student platform where you can book for affordable student accommodation, even right from your home country before you land in the UK. If you book with Amber, you also get discounted international flights. You also get eSIM and also airport transfer. All of these on top a discounted student accommodation. You want to use the link on the screen. The link is also in my bio. I'm also going to put the link in the description box just so that you can go through the link and apply. From the moment you click on the link and you create an account, somebody is going to reach out to you and they make you have a seamless application. I'm sure we both agree that having a place to stay right before you leave your home country is very important. So you want to check out Amber, use the link in my bio to get a discounted accommodation. So let's get right into today's video. So today's video is all about studying in the UK. If you want to study in the UK, I'm sure you have lots of questions. And to be honest with you, if I'm to get $1 for every time a person asks me question about moving to the UK, I'm gonna be a millionaire right now, which is why I decided to make this video. To search for schools, you want to go on Google and search for affordable schools in the UK. You want to make sure that you're looking at things like the fee, the payment plan, and the deposit based on your preference. And also you want to look at the city you want to stay. Most people come to the cheap cities like Liverpool, Bradford, Sunderland, I dare say Manchester, compared to London. But if you are willing to study in London, you can check out London. I mean, you are free to do anything, but just to let you know that London is way expensive compared to these other cities. So you want to make sure you're checking for schools in that city. So one thing you need to do is, once you confirm the city you want to stay, then look for schools in that city. While you are looking for school, you want to make sure you check for the affordable ones and the school in which you meet their requirements. So that's also very important. Once you check for schools, go to their website. Every information you are going to need is always on the school's website. I mean, every single information. If you need more information that is not on the website or that you cannot find, you can always send an email. Their email is always definitely on their website. Always send an email, ask your questions, and somebody would reply. So once you've gotten your school, you want to check out their requirements and see if you meet these requirements. And if you meet these requirements, congratulations. All you have to do is to send in your application. Once you send in your application, it's going to take roughly a few days to a week for you to get a reply. And the first response you are going to get generally is your unconditional offer. Once you've been offered a position for your course of study, the offer is going to be conditional. That means you have to meet some conditions, which most importantly is paying your deposits. You might also be required to submit some other documents based on your application, but the most important one is paying your deposits, which you definitely need to meet. Deposit varies from school to school as well. You want to make sure that the school you choose to apply for, the deposit is reasonable enough for you to pay when they want you to pay. Everything just depends on your pockets and your preference. So once you get that, once you pay your deposit and meet every other requirement, you get your unconditional offer. Now you have your offer with no condition. Now the school would want you to go ahead, want you to proceed to apply for your CAS, which is confirmation of study. So once you are ready to apply for your CAS, the school will tell you all the information. They will send you all the documents you need to apply for your CAS, which also include your proof of fund. This is where so many people have lots of questions around. So I'm going to spend some time explaining the proof of fund and how it works. I don't know, I think I'm sniffing too much. I'm sorry if I'm sniffing too much. I currently have like an allergic reaction, so it's affecting minors. I honestly don't know what I'm reacting to, but anyways, let's continue the video. So once you ready to proceed to apply for your cash, you need your proof of fund. So your proof of fund is a bank statement that shows that you have your remaining tuition if you have not completely paid your tuition, and the cost of living. Cost of living means you are able to support yourself to live in the country for the duration of your course. So for example, if your course is for a year, you need to show that you can fund yourself and you can support yourself for at least 9 months in the country. Currently, the amount for a month is about £1,170. I'm going to try to put the digits on the screen, and also about 1,005 if you are studying in London, which is one of the reasons why you need to consider if you want to pick a city outside of London or you want to study in London. If you are studying in London, it is more because the cost of living in London is higher. So I'm going to be using an example of a student that is studying outside of London. You want to make sure that you can fund yourself for about 9 months, which is that amount, £1,170 times 9. So that total, you have to show that in your bank account, and also whatever is left in your school fees to be paid. So this is meant to be in your account for a period of 28 days, but I always say 30 days. Give yourself a grace of 2 days, additional grace of 2 days. Once this is in your account, you want to leave it there and just do minimal transaction in and out into the account. You can use any account. You can use your account, you can use your parent account, your mom or your dad. If you are using somebody that is not your direct relative, like your auntie, your uncle, you are going to need a certificate of sponsorship. That means they are the ones sponsoring you. And if you're using your parents, because of the name and everything, you don't need that. All you need is just certificates of consent. I think your consent letter, I think that's what it's called. You're going to need a consent letter from your parents just to consent, just for them to give their consent that they are allowing you have access to the money in their account, basically. So for the proof of fund, you need a cost of living in your account and your remaining tuition. You want to leave this in your account for 30 days. Once this is ripe, then you print out the bank statement and use that bank statement to apply for your car. So to apply for your cars, one of the documents you need as well is your TB test. TB test basically means tuberculosis test. This test can only be done in approved centers by the UK government. They have centers in Lagos, in Abuja, and I think in Benin. I'm not too sure, but the popular ones are Lagos and Abuja. I did mine in one of the hospitals in Lagos, and I got my result the exact same day. So depending on where you book yours, you might get your result the same day or few days after. Once you get your result, that document will be scanned and would be part of the documents you have to submit to the school for your CAS application. So plus every other document they are going to be asking you to submit, which includes your bank statement and your consent, your consent letter from your parents if you're using their account. But if you're using your account, you don't need any consent letter. So once you submit all this to the school checks all this information and vets it before they send you your CAS. Your CAS looks more like a code which you are going to use to apply for your visa, because your visa would ask for your CAS number. So once you're ready to apply for your visa, this is of course after you've gotten your CAS, you apply for your visa. You apply through the gov.uk's website, which is the UK's government website. Once you get to the site, you have to pay 2 fees, which is your visa fee and your IHS fee. I'm going to confirm the digits and put on the screen as well because prices have changed. So once you apply, you'd pay those amounts. You'll make sure you have your money ready in your account. Make sure you've done the conversion and know how much you're going to be needing in whatever currency you are paying with. So once you apply for your visa, then the next thing is biometrics. So biometrics means you go to an approved UK government office. Not really an office, but I mean is a company that supports, that help UK governments in biometrics. They have branches in Abuja and in Lagos. I think those are the two places where they have branches currently. I think they have in Benin as well. I'm not too sure, but majorly they have in Lagos and they have in Abuja. So pick one and go for your biometrics. Once you go for your biometrics, you are to go with all your documents. You need the proof of funding which you use to apply for your cards. I would always advise that you use the same proof of fund. I mean, the bank statements that you submitted for this to the school to get your cards, you can also use the same bank statement, but make sure it is within 31 days of printing. So basically, let's say you printed your bank statement today, you applied for your cards, the school sent you your cards. So from the day you printed your bank statement to the day you apply for your visa and you go for your to the day you apply for your visa, basically the time frame should not be over 31 days. That means it should be within 31 days. If it's over 31 days, you will have to print a new bank statement. And I don't advise that. I advise you use the same one the school have seen and checked and have vetted for your visa application. Once you are ready, you take all your documents, everything you also submitted for your cards, they're basically for your biometric. Once you get there, they are going to scan your documents, your passport, get your biometrics, and that's basically it. It's a very fast process. The only thing that might make you stay long there is the queue. So you want to make sure you do all these processes as early as possible in the year before so many people start applying as well. Now I think the UK government use a visa, so you don't need to submit your passport, then go home, then come back to pick it, or use a courier. Now they scan your documents, make sure everything is up to date and correct, then you go back home with your passports, and you have the opportunity to also travel if you want to go anywhere while you wait for your visa to be approved. That's a very good one. Now everything is digital. So once that is done, it takes about 15 working days to 3 weeks for your visa to be out. It comes out faster than that. Sometimes 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, depends on how straightforward your document is and if you don't need to do an interview or need to submit any other documents. So the simpler and the more correct your application is, the faster it is you get your application approved. So once you get your application approved, hooray, you are coming to the UK. The only thing you need now is to book your flight. So you can use any airways, any airway of your choice, which is another reason why you should book your student accommodation through Amber, because with Amber you get a discounted international flight tickets as well. Before you come into the UK, make sure you've booked an accommodation. Use the link in my bio. The link is also in the description box. Book an accommodation so that you are rest assured that you are coming to the UK and you have a place to stay. With Amber, you also get an eSIM, which would make you connect straight to the internet as soon as you land into the UK. Amber can also help you with airport transfer if you need them to book you a cab from the airport to where your accommodation is. They can also help with that. You see why you should be booking Amber? All these on top of a cheap and discounted accommodation. Book your accommodation with them and have a swift stay in the UK. That is the end of the video, guys. That's going to be the end of the video. If you need more information about Amber or any question at all, if there's something I did not touch, please ask in the comment section below. I'm going to be there answering all your questions. Bye, guys.